So now go back to the startup with this particular timestamp problem. The startup is all based around a time-stamped notion of what intelligence is, because IQ is time-stamped like that. IQ is about test-taking. Test-taking is about a very specific, narrow version of what we call smart. It's very post-enlightenment or enlightenment, low-level puzzle-solving, analytical, right, type of intelligence. Now you could say that is a type of smart. Sure, I agree, that is a type of smart. But it's hardly the only one. And for most of human history, it wasn't the definition. And there's actually little reason to believe it's going to be the definition going forward because of the new type of automation that we now have, artificial intelligence. Okay, so what the startup is doing is taking a definition of smart that has only been around in very recent history, test taking, analytical, low-level stuff, and now it's going to filter society based on what is going to reasonably be outdated by the time those children grow up. They could actually be doing the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing. Like presumably, if you go through this program, nucleus genomics, and you get filtered, you were the embryo, and then 20 years later, you're well, whatever. Let's say you're just entering the workforce or something like that, getting into university, you're thinking about your future, you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with your life. If there was anything to what they were doing, which there probably isn't anyway, but if there was, like if you were a certain type of person now, you would actually be ill-fitted into society. You wouldn't be necessarily the smart or intelligent. You wouldn't be particularly skilled because you'd have all the low-level type of knowledge, the low-level test-taking skills that have been automated through things like artificial intelligence, right? That's assuming it's going to be doing any actual real filtering to begin with. I mean, they're doing real selection, but that doesn't mean the person who grows up is going to be that different, right? But even if it were, it would be going in the opposite direction of what they're proclaiming, right? So it wants to filter children, but locking them into a potentially an outdated decade. Kind of ironic, right? So you've got the three types of mirrors, kind of self-reflection, non-scientific things happening. That circularity, I mean, this happens in logic, right? Like if I make an argument and I say, well, the Bible is true. Why? Well, because it's in the Bible. I think you would agree that's a pretty stupid thing to say. The Bible isn't necessarily stupid, but that argument was stupid, right? Same thing in science.